welcome, guys, and good morning. And so today we're going to be talking about friends that you thought that they were your friends. Turns out to be they were using you for something else. And first of all, there's a friend who's a YouTuber. I'm not going to be talking about him saying that he's a bad friend. No, I'm going to be saying that there was once a friend that I thought he was a friend, but turns out he was just using me for his own gains, and I didn't even notice that until it was too late. Uh, so it's been a while since I posted any story videos and everything like that, and every time when I mostly talk about videos talking about my life, I haven't seen anyone commenting saying that you're doing a very good job on that. No one's asking how am I doing. I'm doing good. I'm doing okay. It's a slow process and everything like that. And yeah. So this is how this went. I just moved. I was in another city in my country and in Zambia, and I noticed that my father took us to this school, and the school was actually okay. It was very, typical and usual African schools. And when I reached there, they told us to write one of these like exams, not like actual exams, more like to see how smart you are. And I'm telling you, I did my best, but the subjects which they had there, I did not know about them. I didn't study for those type of things because they didn't inform us that we were going to be doing those type of things. You know how parents say that they'll be like, oh, they're going to be asking you, where do you stay, where do you live? You have to know your street number, where you stay, what's the name of the president, all those other questions. So I was like thinking in my head. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna freak out. Um, they're gonna ask questions, and we have to memorize all of these things. But a few minutes later, no, they didn't actually ask those questions. I don't know why parents always do that. They always scare their children, but turns out no, they didn't actually ask about that. The only thing they asked is you to write the papers to see how clever you are, to see if you're actually suited for the school. And when that happened, um, I did well. Luckily, there were some people writing the test, and I mean, they did help me out. There was a girl who helped me out, everything like that. And please, if there's my parents watching this video, please, they didn't help me for everything. No, some of it I did it by myself. The problem is that I don't tell my parents all the things that happen in my life because I'm scared that I know that they will say that tell your parents everything and then they'll understand what you're going through. But most of the times, no, parents don't actually understand what you're going through because kids have their own point of view of what they're doing. So, yeah. So when I entered into the school, and then, yeah, it was actually fun. I didn't make any friends at that time. Just, I was like feeling like, oh, I can feel the aura becoming the new kid in school, but I knew from my previous. So I thought that becoming a Giga Chad or one of those kids who do not want to be bothered. So I became one of those kids. After that, from there, I never wanted to have friends, but I was like thinking, what happens if I become lonely? I need someone to talk to. And the problem is that the problem is that um I knew some of the people there because they're the ones who were writing the tests, and they were still around, but some of them went to another school, and even the girl who helped me, she also went to another school. And the craziest thing, this will be for the girl again, that will be for part two, where she's gonna be in another story. Not sure if she's gonna be part of the story again, but that would be part two of how she actually made me get into that school and also made my career a little bit much better. So I don't know her name. I forgot her name. The problem is I remember people's faces, but I don't remember their names very well. If I know them very well, then I would know their faces, but their names, it doesn't get stuck in my head that much. So yeah. So after that, so yeah, so this guy just there were so many guys and girls there, so at the school. So some of them did like me, some of them disliked me. But I was like, I was more of the that type of a kid who does not want to be disturbed or cause trouble for the teachers. I just read my books or just sleep. If you're one of those kids, please tell me if you're one of those type of people who do that sort of stuff, because I'm not the only person who does this. Because um so during that time, it has been about 2 days or 3 days since I've been going to that school. I'm not gonna describe what the school name because yeah. So all I can say that the school was fine. Then after that, this same guy came over and said like, "Hey, what do you mostly like to do?" I was like, "Oh, I like to draw and I want to become an artist." And he was like, "Oh." And then he said that, "Have you watched anime before?" And I was like, what's anime?" Okay, you guys, you'll be wondering, oh my goodness, he doesn't know what anime was. That was way before. That was way before I even started posting videos on YouTube. Um, After that, I the only anime which I mostly knew was, I think it was Pokemon and Dragon Ball. But I never knew it was anime. I just mostly called it a cartoon until I reached to a point to understand what anime was. And you guys have actually noticed how I mostly draw these animation cartoons, like stories that I'm trying to create. It kind of takes a very long time to create these sort of stories. And some of you guys can lose interest. I don't blame you. It happens. So yeah, I told him that I love those type of things. I watched Dragon Ball, but I never knew that it was an anime. And then he was like, "Oh, let's be friends," and everything like that. So we started changing some stuff. So yeah. So after that, we started becoming friends. Started to get to know each other, um, through and through. So we made this little treaty sort of thing, like you like a little treaty. So we wanted to be those type of groups that would be like, oh, if he's in trouble, we'll come and help him out with certain things like that. We'll be the cool kids in the block. That's what I was thinking in my head. But turns out that the guy was thinking otherwise. He wasn't thinking the same thing as me, but nope. A few minutes later, it was like mostly about break time. Time to eat our food and go wash our hands and go eat. The time I think when we used to go for break was maybe around 10 to 11, 10 to 11, somewhere there. And then if it reaches 12, we have to come back in class and continue learning. And then it'll be like 12:50. That's when it's almost close to close, time to go home and everything like that. And I was like, okay, nothing crazy will happen. And I was just having this weird feeling, like it's like they wanted to do something. I don't know what they wanted to do. Like these guys, it felt like they didn't want me in the group. They just wanted to see what I can give to the group. Like what do I contribute to them? Like what do I how does that make their group special? So they didn't want to be one of those nerds, and they told me to, well, quote unquote, yeah, go downstairs. There were like these stairs that there were the back stairs and then there are the regular stairs, which are just mostly where the entire school can see you walk downstairs, come back upstairs, just regular stuff. And then after that, time was ticking. I was thinking in my head, like maybe something crazy is gonna happen. Maybe some type of fight is gonna happen between maybe me and them. And while me being clueless, I started to see where they're taking me. So yeah, the M for me, that's me right here. Then the F is for the friend, and we started to talk. And then I thought that we were just gonna be talking about some topics about school, but no, they started to bully me. Grabbed my shirt, and I'm telling you, they grabbed my shirt and my tie, and they started to try to beat me up. The guy wanted to like trip my leg, trying to embarrass me, but luckily I gripped my foot firm and managed to stand my ground and to overpower him. He thought that I was weak. He thought that I was weak because you know those type of kids who think that oh, this guy is he likes to watch stuff. He likes to um think he cannot overpower us and everything like that. He thought that he can overpower me, but I was like, no, I can fight because I have my brother. Me and my brother, we used to practice fighting when we were kids, and we practice every day, kicking, punching, hitting things, perfecting new moves, and everything like that. He thought that was that like one of those type of kids. So I managed to stop him from doing any damage on my body, and luckily, I was perfectly fine. I was perfectly fine. I didn't injure myself, but though I felt a little scared a little bit. I was concerned, like, oh no, what happens if the teachers find out that we're fighting on the stairs? And I was thinking in my mind, we wrote we we wrote a little paper saying that we're not supposed to fight each other. We're supposed to work together. If any of us start, you know, something goes wrong. And his other friend was just watching. He was just standing there on the sidelines, sidelines. So he was just watching from the stairs, just watching me, laughing, but not very hard, so the teachers don't hear us, because the reason why they chose that specific time was that it was break time, and that actually broke my heart because I felt like they didn't actually care about me. All they cared was their reputation, and they just wanted to prove a point that we do not want weaklings. And before anything even went even further, luckily there were these people who mostly clean the schools, make sure everyone has their food to eat, and they're mostly like they're like cafeteria people, but for African type of way. They mostly don't cook for the students, they mostly cook for the teachers. And they said that, hey, what are you guys doing up there? Are you talking or something? And then the guy noticed that he didn't want me and him and his other friend to get in trouble. Luckily, we said that no, we're just playing, we're just joking around, we're just having a little conversation and everything like that. Luckily, the woman just looked at us in a very weird face expression and just said that, okay, can you go back in class, and break is almost over. And I'm telling, I didn't even eat my food. I didn't even eat my food. I was hungry as hell. I wanted to eat my food, and I was sad. I was very sad that I couldn't get my food. Where did I get this meme? I screenshotted it on YouTube. So, yeah. So after that, luckily I managed to eat the food quickly. I went on the desk, sat down, got the piece of paper, ripped it on their faces, and I'm telling you, right dead in their eyes, they knew what I was gonna do. They knew because I ripped that paper on their faces. I threw it on the floor. I was like, it's over. We're no longer friends. End of story. I was no longer friends with them. And I met these other guys who saw the commotion, and luckily they knew, and I made friends with them. What was happening? They knew what was happening, so I went friends with them. I became friends with them. This time, they didn't betray me. They didn't want anything out of me or anything like that. No, they were good friends with their own differences. So we were these type of groups which do not want to deal with, getting ourselves in trouble. And so, like, okay, sure. Like, okay, sure. Nothing crazy is gonna happen. So, yeah. Oh, there's also gonna be another story about me with these same guys got our class expelled while we were about to close school. So that was gonna be part two. And oh, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, you guys. Support my channel, please. I don't want to be cringy. I don't want to be like those type of people who have to tell you what to do and everything. I just want to know if you guys are actually supporting what I'm doing, because some of these stories are true. They're very true. It happened to me. School is messed up. Life is also messed up. So I hope everyone is doing a very good job. Like the video, subscribe to it, and I hope everyone is having a good day. Thank you very much. Bye.